Hey there. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over color, a very important thing for photographers and filmmakers all around. You should know at least a little bit how to manipulate the colors on your photos and in programs like Lightroom and Photoshop. So today we're going to be going over the HSL and color panel in Lightroom, and I'll be teaching you how you can mess around with your colors, how brighten them, saturate them, make them pop, make them more dull, all of that fun stuff. Now please keep in mind while you're watching this, I am working in Lightroom Classic. I can't upgrade to the new Lightroom because my computer is kind of just being funky and won't let me do it right now, so trying to figure that out. But everything should be the exact same. The HSL and color panel should be pretty much similar. There might be a few different changes or different kind of tweaks in the tools or the layout of everything, but everything I'm teaching you, you should be able to move over to any version of Lightroom that you're using. So really quick before we dive in, I just want to say, if you're enjoying the content that we're posting and you want to keep up to date with what we're doing and learn more tips and tricks and see behind the scenes of the kind of shoots, video, and photo that we're doing, go ahead and click that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and come join us every Monday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, because we like to have a lot of fun here. All right, let's get into it. So I already edited this photo a little bit. I didn't use any of the HSL color panel stuff. I just did some highlights, shadows, exposure, contrast, all that fun stuff. But I think this is a great example, at least one good example, to show you what HSL color can do and how it can help you turn your photos into some jaw-dropping images. Okay, so make sure that you're in develop mode and that your panel over here on the right has the HSL color locked and loaded. If it for some reason does not, if it's not showing up, you can go to customize panel and it might not be clicked right here. You can go to default order to make sure that everything is just like when you bought the program. All right, so we have the HSL color panel over here on the right. As you can see, HSL stands for hue, saturation, luminance. So I'm sure you already can tell what this is going to be about and how this is all going to work, but we'll dive right into it. So HSL and color are pretty much the exact same thing. It's just different layouts and different ways that you can really fine-tune certain colors and different aspects of your photo. So over here we have hue, saturation, luminance, and then all. So if you want to see all of them kind of side by side and what everything's doing, you have that view. If you go over to color, you can fine tune it a little bit more. Right now it's on the all view, but again, it has the H, S, and L, hue, saturation, and luminance options right here. Or you can go into very specific colors if you know exactly what color range or color tone that you want to mess with, and then you have the option to mess with it here. So don't think that those do really different things. They all do the same stuff. It's just different ways of viewing it. All right, so we're going to start with hue over here on the left, just because it's first. And hue literally is the color. So you can specifically pick the red, orange, yellow, green, aqua blue, purple, or magenta colors and then change them to either a more lighter pigment or a darker pigment of that specific color or color range. So for example, if I wanted to take out the color of his shoes, we're going to come in here and I know that they're red. So if I want to make them more purplish pink, I can do that. If I want to make them more orange or yellow, I can move that to one side. And it's usually pretty on point. And you might have to go into the brush to, change the color of certain things if it bleeds over a little bit, but it's usually pretty good at checking some stuff. So if we wanted to go back again and maybe I wanted to change this purple a little bit to more of like a darker purple rather than like a pink, I can do that. And as you can see, it turns to a little bit of blue over here on the side. So just make sure that you're aware of where it's changing the picture. So there's a little bit of bleed from these colors down here on the ground. So of course it's going to change that as well. Now if you don't know what specific color, or you're having a hard time pinpointing the exact color that you want to change with either hue, saturation, or the luminance, there's this fun little tool right here. It's really, really helpful. Click on that bad boy and you're gonna, let's say we want to change this green up here or maybe down here. So as you can see on the right, wherever I go over different colors, it's going to kind of highlight the main color that you're on. So I want to do this green, and if we want to change it more to a yellow, I'm going to drag it down. So you can see it's starting to change that back to a yellow, since yellow is going into this green. Or I can take it the opposite way and go more green with it. Alright, now we're going to go over to saturation. Saturation is the intensity of the color. So if you want it to be really, really red, you move it to the right. If you want it to be less red, you'll move it to the left. So you pretty much are boosting the color or taking the color out. Now let's head over to luminance. Luminance is how bright or dark that color is. So if we go over here and maybe we want the pink to not be so bright, we can hop on that and bring it down a little bit. But as you can start seeing it break in the color here, so don't go too far if it's starting looking weird. Or we can go brighter with it, so it's that super neon kind of color. We can do the same with that outline in his hands. If we want to take that down and make it a little darker, we can pull that down, but you can see that it starts bringing color here on his palm. So that's going to be a fine tune of how dark we can make it. Just going to bring it down just a little bit. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to desaturate that. Boom. You can turn off the actual HSL and color panel right here to see what the before and after is with the effects turned on and off. So that's an easy way to see what you've been doing and how it looks. Alright, well that's it. It's a pretty simple tool, but it has a lot of power. So I hope that you learned at least a little bit. You can go out there, start trying it yourself. Go take some pictures of some flowers or something really colorful and try it yourself. Or take a picture from the internet and just mess around with it. See what kind of cool combinations that you can come up with. Well, thank you again so much for joining me today. I will see y'all next week, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.